Hi everybody, welcome back to the Mind Your Money YouTube channel. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Tasha. I am the blogger behind TashaLovesLife.com, and also I'm the host of this channel. So I'm a mother of 3 wonderful boys. I am a wife to an amazing husband, and I am an insurance agent from 9 to 5. I'm recording this video very early in the morning, so please forgive my voice. This is one of the times where it is very quiet and I can get to do my budgeting before the littles wake up. Okay, so this is the August spread, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my paycheck budget for paycheck number 2 of August 2020. I like to use the monthly spread so that I can see what paydays fall on which day, so I know which bills and expenses we need to take care of with that paycheck. So for the 14th paycheck, we're going to budget to pay life insurance, of course our food, and also our cell phone, because that is going to be due next week before we'll have an opportunity. It's too far ahead from the 21st paycheck, so we're going to pay it on the 14th. I'm checking to see you can see everything clearly, okay? And I hope the angle is okay. It just worked this better for me this morning. As always, as I normally would do, I should say, I'm going to use my Happy Planner to pre-plan for this week. I have a whole bunch of stickers here. Like, I haven't even really decided which stickers I will use. I think I like these black and gold stickers. Life is so good. Such an amazing, well, weekend. It's not the weekend yet, but Find Your Happy is nice. Best Day Ever. Jot It Down. That's really nice. I might use these for this week. So, I was looking at the budget, and I wrote in my pen here, so I'm going to change this page. I was looking at my budget carefully, even as I was reviewing my monthly master sheet, or my master budget plan. I was looking at it and realizing that we are in a different situation financially this month than we were in July. You know, with changes to our income and of course changes to unemployment. The furlough of my husband, his company is not even sure if they're going to basically reopen because of COVID-19. So that definitely changes some things. I was reminded of the time when I was pregnant with my first child, and I was working for an investment bank in Manhattan as a paralegal, and I was so excited. I was 23 years old. I was pregnant with my first child. It was just about 2 months, maybe a little over 2 months before giving birth, and the company decides that they're going to outsource our entire department. Almost 130 people lost their jobs that March, and I remember how it felt, thinking, this is my first child, and I'm losing all of my benefits, my health insurance. I've been, my 401k was building and my employer was matching at the time. And it was an uncertain time for me because there was an economic downturn that year. It was 2008 that happened. And everything was just like, what's happening? I had all these plans, and, I'm having a baby. It's my first baby on top of that. So I was a bit worried, and I said, well, this is just this situation, being able to manage our money, but knowing that we're expecting a lower income. It kind of brought me back to that, and the fact that there's no assurance that we'll be, my husband will be able to go back to where he was before, and having to start looking elsewhere. We know that God is good. We know that God is faithful. He's always provided. But I just remembered that as I was planning, because I said to myself, we have to figure out how much we're going to be able to save into our emergency fund just as much as we need to make sure these bills are taken care of. So we're going to do it, but I did have a sobering moment because I thought about that time. So you have a new child coming. What about health insurance? You're giving birth in just a couple of months. It was very traumatic for me at that time. But I realized God did work it out. We did have a nice severance package, although it wasn't enough to really sustain having a baby and, managing, all your regular expenses. It did help, and God did work some things out during that time. So I just holding on to that even as we're budgeting how we are right now. So no matter how much you have coming in or what your expenses are, you can find places where you can cut. And you can also make decisions that are best for your family based on your personal situation. So with that being said, all of that, I'm just going to go into the budget. So we're budgeting for an income of $700 this week. And that is a combination of everything I mentioned last week. If you haven't seen that Paycheck closeout video for paycheck number 1, you can go ahead and click the link to watch that if you would like to. So because we are zero-based budgeters, in case you haven't seen a video of mine before, our expenses and income must equal out. So I'm going to be budgeting for $700 for our expenses as well. So this pre-plan here is supposed to help me avoid any calculated mistakes and finalize what we need to pay this week. Now we know, if you haven't seen already, our tithe is off of our gross income and not our net. And when I calculated that off camera, it came up to $90.65. We're going to round that up to $91. And I'm just doing another quick calculation to make sure that that is correct, because I don't want to, I don't want to make a mistake. Okay, so $91 is our tithe. And then I know that we have rent this week. Well, not this week, but we're saving for our rent each week. And that will be $300. Because our rent is $1,200, we divide it by the number of pay dates we have in the month. And that's how we come up with that figure. What else? I'm seeing life insurance. Life insurance is vital. And as a life insurance agent, and a property and casualty agent, I would tell you that insurance is so important, especially when you're trying to build wealth and you're just maintaining your family and your household. It's important to have life insurance on yourself and your partner, even on your children. Your children can be added to your insurance policy. They can have their own. It's called a child term rider. You can add that to your policy so they have coverage. And by the time they become of age, let's say 21, they can basically have their own policy to just spin off that policy into a totally separate policy, and they have coverage. So that's important. And we're definitely not going to be changing that. That's going to stay there. So in case, God forbid, anything happens to myself or my husband, our children will have something to look forward to. This is my happy face clip. It's actually a chip holder. Like, you just kind of press it and you can hold the chip bag or the cookie bag or whatever kind of bag you have in your pantry. My kids love it. I like it too. Isn't it nice? So back to the video. All right. Life insurance. We are going to pay this cell phone. Let me make sure that's done too. And I need to put money into our emergency fund. Okay. Oh my gosh, food. I don't know why this is like always after everything else. Like, I know we need food. Let's see where we are so far. So we're starting with $700. I got ink all on top of my pretty calculator. No. Okay. $700. Let me see if you're in frame. Good. Okay. $700 is our income, tithe, rent, life insurance, Metro PCS, and food. $78. Okay, so I would usually put save some money aside for our account cushion, but we do have a cushion already, and we've met our minimum required balance for the main checking account, and we have a few dollars extra. Should be about $35 left there. So I'm going to put that $78 in the emergency fund. We have a goal of 8 months worth of expenses that we want to reach by November. So we're still going to push for that. We're going to get as close to it as possible. If we don't exactly meet the goal, we want to get as close to it as possible. So this brings us to a zero-based budget based on what our expected income will be. So we'll just check this out. Oops. Check this out one final time. I feel like I do this so many times because even though you think you're right, you could be missing something or be like $1 off, which I was last week, which is kind of embarrassing. But I check it again. Okay, so this is going to be our plan for the week. So now that I've pre-planned in my Skinny Happy Note Planner or Skinny Note Happy Planner, whichever you call it, I'm going to put this off to the side or in front of me. And then we're going to move into my Erin Condren, and we're going to set up this here. So our income again is $700. Our expenses, we're budgeting, of course, $700 for the zero-based budget. And now this is Paycheck 2 budget, but on Friday, once all of our income, all of our direct deposits and whatnot come through, I'm going to just fill in our actuals, and I'll do that on camera as well. I'm trying to stay accountable and keep a record. Again, I mentioned in my August 2020 budget setup, I believe it was, basically why I started this channel and why I'm budgeting this way and all of that. And if you want, you can check out that video. It really has a little more, I go a little more in depth about why I'm doing it and for who it's for. So that video is linked above. You can check that out if you'd like to. Expenses are going to be tithe, and that's $91 for the budget. Our rent, sometimes I feel like my handwriting, it gets a little loose on camera. Like I know I have good penmanship, and sometimes I look at it and I think because I'm talking and recording and trying to write, it's just maybe a little fast, but I hope that's legible. I hope you guys can actually see it. Okay, Metro PCS. Now we tried to switch to AT&T, and when we checked out the numbers, it would have been more expensive for myself and husband to move over. $75 I think was like their ultimate plan, and then you still had to pay some additional fees, and I said, well, that's over $150. So I said never mind, but we are still looking. I may have to physically go to like one of the locations or go into a store and talk to someone and see what kind of deals we could get. I've just been a little leery about going out to those places because of, you know, what's going on right now in the whole virus situation. But I'm definitely looking forward to that, because that is one place I think, one line item I think we can do better with, and we can get that lowered, hopefully. But you'll probably see on the screen the choices I had for AT&T, which would have been higher than this $98 in my area. I don't know if it's just New York, if they just like being expensive or what, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so this is the budget for this week. I did not miss anything, did I? Tithe, rent, life insurance, cell phone, food, and emergency fund. So last week we were under budget for food. I'm doing the same thing again this week. I promise you, we have so much in our pantry that I know we can stick to this $100 food budget. because I mean, we have pasta, we have rice, we have like 20 pounds of rice. There's no need to buy any more rice. We have pasta for the kids, so we have spaghetti, we have linguine, we have ziti, we have elbow, we have cereal. Oh my gosh, I don't know, would you guys be interested in a pantry setup or a grocery haul or something like that? Let me know in the comments so I know if it's a good idea to do it or not, because I don't want to put all that work and effort into a grocery haul if no one really wants to see it. But I would if you'd like to, so let me know down in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And let's get into my student loans. So my student loan balance is still $16,278.41. The automatic payment I had set up was for $312, which is scheduled to come out on the 28th of every month. Yeah, so on the 28th, the student loan is expected to come out. However, I think I decided to change that because there's zero interest right now, and I want to attack loan 823 and get that down to zero. I'm going to apply that entire $312 to this one loan. I don't want them splitting it up anymore, because I feel like if I can just get rid of these loans, and they're listed here in the from the least to the greatest amount, I feel like I would do better. Even though this is a focus, it's not our main focus. Our emergency fund is our main focus. So we're definitely going to attack these, but our emergency fund is the high priority. So I want to make sure we do that. I think what's most important is that you find out what is going to work for your family or for your personal budget. And what's going to work for us is that we get our emergency fund up, because we know that life is good. We know that God is good. But what we need to be sure of is that we're taking care of things in their right place and time. And the right time is now for this emergency fund. We do have quite a bit saved up. It's just over, it's over 4 months or 4.5 months. I created a spreadsheet. I tried to do a tutorial video, and for some reason the recording wasn't working and the volume wasn't on, and I just had so many technical difficulties that I couldn't finish it. But I definitely want to be able to show you guys how we're tracking our emergency fund too. But we have a little over 4 months, and we need to get to 8. That is just something that we'll be very comfortable with. And plus, with the interest that is going to be earned on that money, it'll be helpful. So find your happy. Find what makes you happy, you know, according to your life and your budget, and let it work best for you. I'm going to start sharing with you guys how we're attacking our student loans going forward, and we're going to take it line by line. I'm not necessarily doing like the debt snowball or the avalanche or anything like that. I just doing what works best for us, and that is applying what we know our minimum payment is. The minimum payment I think on these loans is like $93, but we're putting $312, which is almost 3 times the amount. A little over 3 times the amount. So we're going to be doing that, and hopefully getting rid of this one and this one by the end of this year. So loan 823 and 824 should be paid off completely by the end of this year, and then we'll just have 825 through 828 to deal with. And stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is my paycheck budget setup for August 2020. For number 2, I'll come back and close out this paycheck budget on Friday. So I will see you then. And until then, keep smiling, live your happy, mind your money, manage it well, and live your life to the fullest. Bye, guys.